My name is Sienna, and I'm a junior at Taos High School and a member of the True Kids 1 Youth Council. For this Future of Water dialogue, I chose to look at green infrastructure, and more specifically, curb cuts. So what is green infrastructure? Well, it's an approach at water management to help protect, restore, and even mimic the natural water cycle. So instead of building, for instance, an expensive new water treatment plant, we focus on planting trees and restoring wetlands. This approach is effective, economical, and really boosts the quality of life. I, for one, believe that Taos needs more trees. And this is where curb cuts come in. Curb cuts are a specific and inexpensive example of green infrastructure. During and after rainfall, curb cuts divert the water's path. So instead of running down the road and into the Rio Grande, a curb cut feeds the trees, cleans our water, and even prevents flooding. I talked to some local experts to get their thoughts and opinions.
I'm concerned about less water. I'm concerned about the quality of the water we have available, and I'm concerned about when the water will be coming and in what form.
After speaking with Jim about his concerns for the future of our water, I spoke with another expert to get her opinions and ideas. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about was how in the future we're going to have less water and how we can slow down that water by looking at green infrastructure and more specifically curb cuts.
Green infrastructure in general and curb cuts in particular are really great techniques for slowing down stormwater. And the reason why we want to slow down stormwater is because when you get too much runoff from impervious surfaces, you can get a lot of high velocity. The water moves quickly and it picks up more contaminants. So you really want to slow the water down to settle out contaminants and actually even stop the water from picking up contaminants in the first place.
Without curb cuts or any type of green infrastructure, where does our water go?
So when it rains, we get a lot of runoff, especially if, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of impervious surfaces, so a lot of areas that don't soak in the rain or the snow melt when it falls or when it's melting. And what you get is water flowing often, pretty quickly in these big streams. We've all seen it, when we've been out driving around during a storm event, you get a lot of runoff goes right down through the middle of Taos, through our roads and picks up contaminants and really most of the time flows directly into our rivers.
How do curb cuts help reduce that pollution in the stormwater?
They divert the water before it gets a chance to pick up a lot of pollutants. And in addition, curb cuts combined with things like infiltration basins or bioswales or rain gardens can divert that water into planted areas and areas that potentially have been layered with different substrate materials, different gravel and soil that can filter out those pollutants. And also it works towards then recharging our groundwater.
How are some ways that green infrastructure can make the quality of life with climate change better?
There's been hundreds of studies at this point pointing out that humans really benefit from the access to green. That access to green, that access to nature, even in an urban environment, has a lot of potential benefits emotionally to people. But there's benefits beyond that. Again, with climate change, we're going to be facing hotter temperatures, more extreme temperatures. If we have a healthy urban forest and a tree canopy that is fed by green infrastructure, we can cool our town, we can cool down our community and improve the quality of life even as things are getting more difficult from climate change.
After doing some of my own personal research and talking to the experts, I came to the conclusion that this cost-effective example of green infrastructure is a small step in the right direction for Taos to improve the community and our environment.